Hello, and welcome to Life After the Family Home. Smart conversations about downsizing and planning the next chapter. Today's conversation is about something many homeowners wonder once they begin thinking seriously about a move. How do you prepare your home for the next owner without overdoing it? Because for many people, this is where the process starts to feel complicated. Once the decision to move begins to feel real, another question usually follows right behind it. What needs to be done to the house before it goes on the market? And that question can open the door to a lot of stress. Should the kitchen be updated? Should the bathrooms be redone? Should old carpet be replaced? Should the walls be painted? Should every little repair be handled first? Should money be spent now in hopes of getting more back later? This is something Skip Benton with Coldwell Bankers Select. Real estate in Northern Nevada has seen many times. Homeowners who genuinely want to do the right thing, but are not always sure what the right thing actually is. And that uncertainty can lead people in two very different directions. Some do too little. They assume buyers should simply see the home's potential and overlook everything else. Others do too much. They spend unnecessary time, energy, and money trying to make the home feel brand new, when that may not be what the market requires at all. Usually, the best approach is somewhere in the middle. And that starts with one important mindset shift. The goal is not perfection. The goal is preparation. That is a big difference. Perfection is expensive. Perfection is exhausting. Perfection often leads to projects that do not deliver a meaningful return. Preparation is different. Preparation means making the home feel clean, cared for, functional, and ready for a buyer to step in and imagine living there. That is a much more practical standard, and for most homeowners, a much more useful one. A house does not usually need to be transformed into something unrecognizable. It needs to present well. It needs to feel maintained. It needs to avoid distracting buyers with things that make the home feel neglected, harder to finance, or harder to understand. That is where smart preparation comes in. One of the first things to remember is this: buyers notice condition before they notice potential. That matters. Homeowners often know the house so well that they can see past worn spots, dated finishes, or little repairs that have been part of the background for years. Buyers do not see it that way. They walk in fresh. They notice scuffed paint, worn flooring, old stains, loose hardware, burned out bulbs, unfinished repairs, heavy clutter, deferred maintenance. And when enough of those things add up, buyers start assuming the house may have larger issues, even when it does not. That is why simple condition improvements often matter more than expensive upgrades. A home that feels clean, bright, and maintained usually performs better than a home with one flashy remodel and a long list of smaller neglected items. That is a key point. Because many sellers think in terms of major projects first, but buyers often respond more strongly to the basics. Fresh paint in the right areas, clean flooring, working fixtures, good lighting, a tidy exterior, clean windows, a manageable amount of furniture and personal items, and a general feeling that the home has been cared for. Now, that does not mean every home should be treated exactly the same. A lot depends on the condition, price range, competition, and type of buyer likely to be interested. But as a general rule, the best money is often spent on things that remove objections, not on luxury improvements the next owner may not even want. That is where people sometimes get off track. They start planning upgrades based on their own taste. A new backsplash, a certain countertop, a flooring choice, a fixture style. But the issue is not whether the seller likes it. The issue is whether the improvement will actually help the home sell more smoothly and more competitively. So, what should usually come first? Start with maintenance and repair. That means anything that looks broken, unfinished, obviously worn, or likely to raise concern. Leaky faucets, damaged trim, loose handles, missing outlet covers, broken screens, stained caulking, non-functioning lights, minor drywall damage, sticky doors, visible deferred maintenance outside. These things may seem small one by one, but together they create an impression. And impressions matter. Because buyers are constantly asking themselves a quiet question as they walk through a home. Has this place been cared for? If the answer feels like yes, buyers relax. If the answer feels uncertain, they become more cautious. And cautious buyers often write lower offers, or keep looking. After repairs, the next priority is usually cleanliness and simplicity. This is one of the most overlooked areas because it does not feel dramatic, but it matters a lot. A deeply cleaned home shows better. smells better, feels brighter, and photographs better. That includes floors, baseboards, windows, kitchens, bathrooms, light fixtures, and areas that may have been easy to ignore while living there day to day. Then there's the issue of belongings. When homeowners have lived in a house for many years, it is normal for the home to reflect a full life. Family photos, collections, extra furniture, books, decor, storage, overflow closets, garage items, paperwork, seasonal items. But when the home is being prepared for the next owner, too much visual information can make rooms feel smaller and more complicated. That does not mean removing all personality. It means reducing distraction. The goal is to help buyers notice the house, not only the life that has been happening inside it. So another smart step is reducing what feels crowded, overfilled, or overly personal. That often helps more than homeowners expect. And now we get to the question many sellers ask: what about updates? This is where the answer becomes more specific. Some updates make sense, some do not. And the trick is knowing the difference. Usually, lighter, neutral, broad appeal improvements are safer than highly specific remodel choices. Fresh, neutral paint often helps. Old, heavily worn carpet may be worth addressing. Outdated light fixtures in key areas may be worth replacing. A tired front entry may benefit from attention. Landscaping may need basic cleanup. But a full kitchen remodel, a complete bathroom overhaul, brand new custom finishes chosen right before selling? Often those decisions do not deliver the payoff sellers hope for. Why? Because buyers may not share the same taste. And because it is easy to spend more than the market will reward. That is why preparation should be strategic, not emotional. It is not about proving the home is special by pouring money into it at the last minute. It is about helping the home show as well as it reasonably can. Sometimes that means improving. Sometimes that means repairing. Sometimes that means simplifying. And sometimes that means stopping before the project list turns into a runaway train. So, if you are wondering how to prepare your home without overdoing it, here's the simple takeaway. Focus first on condition, then cleanliness, then simplicity, then only the updates that truly improve how the home shows and feels. Do not start with perfection. Do not assume more spending automatically means more value. And do not let the project list grow so large that it delays progress. The right goal is not to make the home brand new. The right goal is to make it easy for the next owner to walk in, feel comfortable, and see the opportunity clearly. Because when that happens, the house does what it needs to do. It connects. In the end, that matters far more than doing everything. Thank you for joining this conversation on life after the family home. Smart conversations about downsizing and planning the next chapter. For more guidance, connect with Skip Benton with Coldwell Banker Select Real Estate in Northern Nevada.